I'm Jeremy. I'm an archaeologist and traveler, adventurer. I grew up in a small town in upstate New York. I owned cows and played in haylofts, that kind of stuff. And as you might imagine, there's not a whole lot to do in some of those small towns sometimes. So I did a lot of singing and acting when I was younger. I sang in the church choir, and when my sister and I were little, we used to perform skits and puppet shows for my parents. And eventually that led to me being put into community theater and starring in high school musicals and a little bit in college. And I always really enjoyed being on stage and presenting a character or presenting myself to people and entertaining them in that way. But my other love has always been archaeology. When I was 7 years old, I found a fossil in my driveway. At the time, I didn't know the difference between paleontology and archaeology, but I decided at that time that I wanted to be an archaeologist. And a lot of kids give up their dreams, but I worked really hard to make that dream become a reality. And as I got older and realized that it was something that I could actually make happen, I made sure that it did. I think hard work is something that really typifies me as a person. I work hard in everything that I do, whether it's the episode of Nova that I was on, or working with past preservers. In fact, I'm Arte on the King Tut replica project. I did some work for the Museum of London Archaeology, and I currently find myself working for the Bureau of Land Management, protecting Utah's cultural heritage and resources, including this incredible natural resource called Fantasy Canyon, which, as you might imagine, has some native mythologies and importances attached to it. I don't always find myself in a cultural heritage place. My vagabond lifestyle has led to me doing a lot of different things, and I've been very fortunate to have a lot of different opportunities, but principal among those is probably my ski instructor career, which you might not think is directly related to heritage and media, but I see it as me presenting a new experience and presenting the mountain to people and helping them overcome their fears and enjoy time with their families, and using my personality to do that. I think probably my biggest asset as a person is my ability to relate to people, but also to relate people to myself. I think that that's a really important thing. One of my favorite things about traveling is being a minority somewhere and using that to engage with people in their culture and in their way of thinking, so that I can understand what's going on with them, but also insert a little bit of my culture and my understanding to that as well. I like to think that I can kind of blend in wherever I go as I absorb that information as well. But I think cultural exchange is going to be something that is very important as the world grows smaller, as technology improves, and as we communicate better with each other. I love sharing what I've learned about other cultures with people, and whether it's my culture or someone else's culture. And if there's an opportunity out there where I can reach a wider audience with that, I would love to explore that with you. If you think that that's something that you might be interested in, I'd love to hear more about it. Thanks a lot. We'll see you down the road somewhere.